Hi everyone, it's Marlene from Pastime Pieces, Blenheim, Ontario, Canada. Glad that you can all meet with me again. Thanks to all the people who have subscribed and comments. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm always excited to see the number go up. So that's great. I just want to mention that I have a quilt shop and a cross stitch shop called Pastime Pieces. So I always link it below. So yeah, if you see anything you like, yeah, be sure to check out my website and I should have it there. If not, send me a note and I will order it in for you. Yeah, it's Christmas in July. I've worked really hard at trying to get some Christmas projects going, and I really thought that I was going to try it and see if I could do a start every day. Oh my goodness, like I don't know how you guys do it. Yeah, I could not even begin. As soon as I started working on a project, I thought like, oh, I like to keep working on it for a while so I can see some progress. And I would just have my threads everywhere and it would be a big mess. I already have my threads everywhere. One of these days, I don't know if I've mentioned before, one of these days I'm going to show you. I usually sit lengthwise on the couch as I'm watching TV, and the threads stick nicely to the upholstery on the couch. So I just have all my threads laying on the side of the couch. And yeah, as long as I'm working on one project, I don't get the colors mixed up too much. But if I'm working on more than one, then yeah, I've got a big thread mess there. So yeah, so I did get some things finished. I guess first of all, I'm just gonna say a little bit of an update. The my family, yeah, we're growing, I guess. My son's getting married in 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks, August 13th. It's an outdoor wedding, so of course, with that comes lots of work, lots of details to think about, and I'm trying to help them as much as I can. It's about a 2 hour drive away from us, so I'm slowly filling up one bedroom with all kinds of odds and ends that I got to throw in the vehicle once I go. And then we had some exciting news that my daughter got engaged, and she lives in England. And so kind of debated back and forth whether she was going to get married in England or get married here. And just logistics and timing and everything else, she decided to get married here, close to our house in my brother-in-law's backyard. He has a beautiful backyard. Um, in October 15th. So it's kind of like, ah, yeah, it's all good. She's very organized. It is a little bit harder when you don't live in the same country to organize a wedding. So I'm kind of the go in between and having a few issues with tent rentals and that because of the temperatures getting colder in October. So the tent she really wanted, they won't let you rent after Thanksgiving in case it cracks, I guess. So still searching that out. The backup option is using my shop, which is a two-story barn. It's just not that big. It's 20 by 40 on the lower level, and then yeah, another 20 by 10 or so in the upper level. So even though it's not a huge wedding, it would be a little bit tight, but I mean, we could do it if it looked like the weather was going to be really bad, or she couldn't absolutely get a tent. So yeah, so working between the two. So I have a booklet that I have Michael's wedding and Krista's wedding, and trying to keep details separate on whose wedding am I working on or who am I calling for. So yeah, a little bit of a crazy time, but it's all good and it'll be lots of fun. So this week, my four grandsons are in part of the wedding. They're doing a really cute thing. So they all needed black ties. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna, I can easily sew some black ties. And then when my husband was getting a suit this week, I thought, okay, well, how much can a black tie be? I'm definitely sewing, or I did sew them because they were like $75 a piece. And I thought, oh my goodness, like there's no way that, well, one's 13 and two are 11 and one is 8 or 9. So anyways, I made some skinny black ties. The pattern was fantastic. I just got it off of, I just Googled it. Don't think it was really an Etsy pattern, but it's, yeah, pattern, and it just goes together so easy. I didn't realize it was so simple to make a tie. I just made it out of Kona cotton with I had an old tablecloth that was a thinner type of polyester cotton that I used because, yeah, I didn't want it too thick. But they went together lickety split, and that will work perfect for them. So one thing scratched off the list. I literally have boxes around me of other wedding decor things that I, yeah, have to work on. So good thing you can't see the rest of the stuff around, but if you just see this. The quilt behind me is a well, she's no longer Buggy Barn, so I think this was still under the new name, One Sister. It's called Sunny Side of the Street. Really, really cute quilt. It's just like, you can't see the whole thing, but it's houses, and then it has wool applique flowers, and they're just kind of her style of wonky houses. Her piecing method is kind of cool because nothing has to match up. It was a really nice fabric line too that was called You Are My Sunshine. Yeah, I wish I could have gotten more after the first round, but it was gone. So I don't have kits anymore for that or any of the fabric because it's a few years old. But the book is still available. So, oh, I meant to grab the book out of the shop. I'm filming in my family room again, just because I did have the quilt up here. We still had the Canada stuff set up a little bit in the shop. And then this guy over here, it's Birdie's year. It's also like several years old. Each month there was a different, Birdie was doing something different. Sometimes he was with his partner, but it's flannel and wool applique. So really cute little design. I literally sold, I think we ran the block of the month like 3 times at least, with like 20 people each time. So it was a really popular design. The patterns are still available, but we're not offering as a block of the month anymore. And then it came with a stand and had Birdie sitting on top of the stand. And the stand can be used for other things. It's one of those Ackfeld stands that we use a lot for quilts. And actually I should show some because they would work great for cross stitch too. So those are the things behind me. So yeah, so what have I been working on? I never really got, well, I did get a fully finish. It's not Christmas in July. Oops, it's over here. It took forever to get the molding in, but I had shown you this where I had at least pinned it, but I didn't have it framed. So now I got it framed, and I really like this. It's just a skinny black frame that has a little bit of a design in it. And these are her Snapper series from Bent Creek. So you can see I started in 2005 and I finished it in 2006. And it sat in kind of a footstool type thing for that long. I did stretch it myself with the pins, and then I noticed that when I picked it up, it yeah, it relaxed a little bit, I think, but I'm going to leave it for a bit, and then I can always pop off the back and pin it a bit tighter. That probably happens with fabric. It relaxes, and then I thought I did it tight enough, but once it got put into the frame, I can just tell. Yeah, it's one of those things that kind of bug you, but nobody else will probably see it, that it's just a little bit loose. So those were, yeah, there's 12 in the series, and they come with little little snaps, little dome, those little black dome snaps. And then, yeah, there's just one for each month. Really cute. I love doing that. And she's got several other little yeah, projects like that. And there's some other snapper series. I'm going to show you when I go through whips at some point, not today. I'm doing another one of hers, and the linen, I think it's called Nantucket by Week or R&R. And I have my name on the list for whenever they re-dye that one, and I'm not sure if they will. But it's an ombre that goes from blue down to pink. So it's beautiful. And I've never seen, you know, the floss tubes that I've watched, I haven't seen anybody work on that fabric. So it's pretty cool that way. But yeah, need to see if I can get somebody to dye it, or if they're going to be dyeing that. So that was just a fully finish. So then for Christmas in July, so I was working on this one, Heaven and Nature Sing. So this is on 32 count Belfast Lugana. I guess I can do it like this. And then just kind of the pastel. So I'm really, really close to a finish. I just have a few little single stitches here and there for the snow, I guess it is. And then that will be finished. So yeah, charcoal 32 Lugana. Lugana is definitely a little different to stitch on than linen. And I know using darker colors at night makes it hard. So I definitely had to stitch this during the day. But I found, yeah, the stitches just don't separate from each other, or the threads don't separate from each other quite so well. So yeah, I really had to concentrate that I was getting in the right hole. But I love the color, and it's, yeah, it's a little bit firmer, so it's nice to work on like that. So yeah, Heaven and Nature Sing, and it's by Pedal Pusher. It comes with a Lady Dot chenille, which I did put on order, so I'm going to see when that comes in how well it matches my threads. They are all just DMC, nothing special there, just DMC. This one I pulled out, but these are the Farmhouse series, the Little House Needleworks. Started this, I don't know how many times. I am really picky about red, and so I think they said, wear your glasses, cherry cobbler, and even that color just didn't seem quite right. So then I used, I think this is just a DMC, and it's way too bright. I think I'm trying to duplicate my own barn, my shop barn. And so, yeah, just not feeling the color. So you can see I've already, you know, started again. So rather than pick all this out, it's just easy to start again. So I want to at least get one done of the Farmhouse series. So this is the Little Red Barn, part 1 of a 9-part series, Farmhouse Christmas by Little House Needleworks. I love all her designs. I've done a lot of the Little Sheep Virtues, so I've got more to do, but yeah, they make great little pillows in a bowl, in a dough bowl. Oh, I finally started from home from the holidays. I was gonna say, like, hey, because several of you mentioned in your comments that you have this pattern as well and would love to stitch it. So I got started, and I love it. It is on 36 count Flannel Flower by Fox and Rabbit. I love this color. Yeah, I was going to mention it later, but I'll mention it now that I just got the notice from Fox and Rabbit that my linens are going in the dye pot this week. It takes about 7 days and then get shipped here. So I've got, I don't know, 5 or 6 colors coming in 32, 36, and 40 count from Fox and Rabbit. So I'm excited about that. So this is 36 count Flannel Flower. I am doing 2/2. I started doing one thread, and I don't know, I just have something about the texture of it and like that little bit more thickness to it. Um, so yeah, and I again had a really hard time finding the right red. So I am mixing. So I have one strand of Hollyberry by Classic Colorworks, and then a DMC that was suggested as a, which was 3721. So I'm taking a strand of each, and it does give a little bit of variegation, not a whole lot, but that's okay because I really like the color. Most of it, let me see, it's well, she uses Belle Soie by Classic Colorworks, and I don't have any Belle Soie at this point. So I switched some of them to DMC. The leaves I'm doing with Weeks Moss because I really like their variegation and I like that color. So yeah, kind of as I go along, I may switch it out to some other overdyed. But yeah, I'll start with the DMC and then kind of match it up from there. Yeah, I'm really loving this, and it's yeah pretty quick stitch because it's a lot of fill in and stuff for here. So when I looked at the design, I thought, oh, it's not really that huge of a deal. I think I was waiting to see whether I could get some of the poison apple, yeah, um, by the Belle Soie, and I think I had it on my order just to order it personally, and it yeah wasn't available. So I mean I could wait forever. So I thought, nope, I'm just gonna pick something. And so after a few different times of frogging and that, I think I like the color range that I've got right now. So yes, so that is um, yeah, tis the season. So that's just a part of the design. I can't show you the other part because it has a turd on with it. But I know several of you have this pattern and would like to get started on it. So there you go. It's time to start. Yeah, and we can work on it together. So that was exciting to start. Another one I pulled out that I didn't show before, and it's probably the very first one that, well, not the first project I started since I got back into cross stitch, but one of the first. And the thing about it is that the pattern probably called for a 28 count. It's just a 28 count white. And at that time I thought that was kind of challenging. So I'd only done a bit of it. So here is the cover. So Glory to the Newborn King. It's Stony Creek. So with that comes some half stitches, some back stitches. There's actually quite a few beads in here. And some different gold filaments, red, metallics, some different ones like that. So I'm going to see how that goes. I know they sometimes can be a bit of a challenge of them splitting and things, but yeah, it's coming together really nice. And I did order all the beads, and I can. So if anybody else is interested in this pattern, just let me know, and I can collect all the different things that you need. Now I did go with, I started off, I think, mixing colors too for the red here. And they have their certain brand of floss. And so I did go ahead and I did order skeins of that. So I have lots of that color. Don't remember. I think it just goes by a number, not necessarily a name. I didn't take the rest of my pattern here. But yeah, slowly I'm working away at it. So you can see where it's where you have to do a lot of half stitches, and then it's gonna be joined together with the back stitch with the metallic. And then this is all beads, and then there's a baby in a manger in here. And then it has some lavender and that. So it's gonna be beautiful when it's done. I'm tempted to kind of put some of the beads in, but then I know that might be a pain. to work with later on. So yeah, so that's Glory to the Newborn King. So yeah, excited to work on this, although I think I'll be putting aside some of these for a little bit and then, you know, maybe pick them up here and there. I like the idea of the 25th of every month that you kind of work on at Christmas. Oh yeah, it reminds me. That was one of the reasons I decided to do a floss tube today, because it's July 25th, 2022. This is floss tube 5. Yeah, I think it's 5 because I thought, ooh, 5. I gotta write out an introduction and kind of, yeah, do it in the right order. But hey, so yeah, so I thought, okay, since I did Christmas in July, I'm gonna, you know, film this on the 25th. You don't always will see it on the 25th because it depends how long it takes to download. Thank you to Darlene, to John, who my screenshot for the last video, there was no good options and they were terrible. So I thought there's got to be a way to edit it and to pick one. And I think even like any of the ones that I could pick, they were awful too. So Darlene was very gracious and gave me step-by-step directions of how to edit after I've uploaded it. And so then I was able to pick a spot in the video and do that. And that was a huge, huge help because I said to my husband, like, there's no way, like, I will not post the whole video if it's that particular shot, because it was, yeah, why out of the whole video, YouTube has to pick a certain one. But anyways, okay, so this is Glory to the Newborn King by Stony Creek. Yeah, love working on that one. So yeah, just a 28 count white Zygarde. That was that one. So those were, what else did so that was 3, I think, that I was working on. I don't want to miss anything. This is a whip that I had started before. It's from the Cricket collection, and I thought I'd start with January. And work away at that one. And then I realized, like, I should have maybe picked one of the other ones because it was more general that you could use, like, keep up for longer. I do like the little motifs and stuff in the January. So this, I'll show you first what it is. So this is January. So it's got a snowman. It has a clock for January 1st. It's got some trees. It's got horns to celebrate the coming of the year. So yeah, it's a really cute design. Cricket Creek has Cricket collection has some very cute ones, and they have one for each month. And I thought, oh, I'm going to stitch one for each month, but they are a little bit not stitch heavy, but yeah, there's still a lot of stitching in there. So this is on just a scrap piece that I got from Brick City Stitchers, which is a cross-stitch shop in Florida that we stopped in on our way when we went to Silver Springs. Stopped in there, and she had a lot of pieces, so that was before I had gotten into getting fabric in the shop. So this is a 28 count Lugana Olympia. It was called. So it's actually a really nice one. I don't know who makes that, so I'll have to research that. But it is a really nice cloth to work on. It's very soft. So yeah, so I'd like to get back to doing that one. Oh yeah, I should have, oh, here he is. Another Christmas one. I had shown this one the last time. The Prairie Schooler, I had bought it when I went to Red Robin and got it as a kit, and then I didn't like the fabric that was in it, so I switched it out. So I'm working on 36 count Winter's Brew by R&R, and I've finished, and I love it. I'm hooked on these guys now. They had used, like, all of it was DNC. They used piney woods for the green instead of more yeah, I don't know what you call a forest green or whatever. And I just like that more primitive look. And then the sheep is just cute, and yeah. So there's a lot of stitching in these little guys too, but they're really cute. So I like to do more, and they had them just framed in small frames, which was like really neat looking. So I want to find the right size frame for that one and work on some more. So I'll show you that in plans, because there's some other really nice ones that I like to do. So that was another Christmas in July one that I worked on. Uh, Other ones that I kind of played around with. I really wanted to do this. It's not Christmas, but this was one I had started before, Barnyard Buttons. I'm not sure if I showed this the last time or not, but I'm doing it on kudzu. And yeah, I mean, it's a fairly simple stitch, except when you get to the first one. I don't know if you can see the first one, but there's kind of like a filigree that goes around that button, and boy, you really have to pay attention to that. And I was getting really frustrated because they were kind of all half stitches, it's almost like a fly stitch that you do for embroidery. And so it was, yeah, it's a bit of a thinking game, and yeah. So I thought, oh, well, there's nothing to say. I'll just continue on down the road, and I'll go back and finish stitching that at the end. So this is 32 count kudzu. I think that's how you say it. It's a green. It's by Weeks Dye Works. And the pattern is Barnyard Buttons by Rosewood Manor. And I'm just doing on green because I thought I didn't have brown, and I thought green looks really nice as well. So I'm going to do my own buttons on there. She does have a button pack, but it's because they're antique and that they're very expensive. So I'll go through my button collection and see what I've got and go through that. While I've got the kudzu out, this is by Praiseworthy Stitches. Yeah, Praiseworthy Stitches, and she's got these stackers. I'll show you the Halloween or the fall one later. So I don't know if you can see if it's too shiny. So one layer is the kudzu, and then the next layer is corn silk, and then the top layer I believe is putty. So I have putty on my order, and it looks like it's available. So yeah, once I get that in, I did look at the pattern a bit, and yeah, it's just one of those you got to wrap your head around. You know, since I stitch in hand, yeah, it's bulky to have the whole piece of fabric there. And she shows like a cutting direction of like cut it in 6 pieces, but she doesn't say what the original size piece is. And a fat quarter in linen is fairly big. So if I cut it into 6, I don't know, for me, that may be a waste. So I'm going to stitch one in the corner, and that'll give me idea, because there's 6 little designs in each layer. They're not big designs, so I think they'll stitch up fairly quickly. But there are 6 designs, and so you do need, you know, the fabric and the space in between to cut those out. So yeah, I hope to do this one. I kind of want to get started, but then I thought, well, I want to make sure I can get the putty first. I'm sure you could substitute other colors. It's not that big of a deal, but I know some had asked whether I would be kitting these, and once I get going and kind of figure out the fabric requirements, then yeah, I can kit this one. And then I got to look to see what the fabric, because I think they were asking for the fall one, whether I had those fabrics. So yeah, I will kind of work on that. But I thought, since I've got the kudzu out, yeah, we'll talk about that. What else do I have here? Oh yeah, I've got my giveaways at the end. So also for Christmas in July, some wool. So one pattern that I was working on was all through the night. I really like her designs. She does have some cross stitch designs too, which before I started cross stitching again, I didn't realize that she designed for cross stitch. So I have a few of her patterns. She's got a pattern similar. Well, it's not that similar, but it's called Smitten. It's a snowman inside a mitten as well. So he's a really quick stitch. I'll, yeah, either frame him or make him into a bigger pillow. Yeah, I'll kind of have to see. I did another one similar to this as well that I'll show sometime, and I did frame that, and actually it's really cute in a frame. But, you know, actually if I got some red flannel fabric around there, I could make them into a cute pillow, and then it has another purpose. Otherwise, yeah, there's only so much room to put frames and things sometimes. So yeah, he's really cute. He's called Winter Joy. You'll find him on my website. I will kit him. I haven't kitted him yet. So I will try and do that in the next week or two. That'll kit him. If you're interested, just leave me a comment and then I'll get back to you and we can make the arrangements and that later. So that was one that we did. And then the other one I'm working on, this is a Red Robin design. So that shop I went to in Iowa, this is one of their patterns called Oh Christmas Tree. So yeah, really cute. Uses a lot of scraps of greens, or you could do them all the same green. So I'm just about finished stitching them, and then I'll show you the pattern again, but then it has all little buttons, and I think there's French knot berries along here. And then it has another mat on the back that's red. So there you can see, again, what it looks like. So I'm just finishing off the strings of lights and stuff around there. And I will kit this one as well. This one will take a little bit more of kitting because there's, yeah, just lots of scraps and things. Or lots of, scraps so much, but lots of different color changes. And it looks really cool when it's like that. So I will try and kit it that way. So yeah, it is 13 by 13. So just a nice little table mat. So those are a couple new wool projects that are coming out. Another thing that I'm working on right now, just finishing up, is Time for All Seasons. This is going to be a block of the month. It's 4 to 5 sections. It's by one sister as well. By the next Flosstube for sure, I will hopefully have it finished and hanging up behind me. It's turning out really, really nice. It's kind of fall, yeah, kind of not bright colors. I mean, you could do it in brights. I'm doing it in her fabric line, which is Time Well Spent. And I've substituted a lot of fabrics of hers that I already had in there as well, but it's turning out really, really cute. So I've put more books on order because I don't have any more right now, but that's A Time for All Seasons by one sister. All right, what am I going to work on next? Oh, I should go through one more thing. The Jeanette Douglas little spools here, they were available through Jeanette Douglas. Oh, I got upside down. But the gentleman who made all her wood things passed away. Plus, they were very pricey. So when I was at a show a few months ago, there was a gentleman there that did woodwork, and so he kind of made a replica of one. They're very nicely done. Like, this is like silk. They're probably, this one has a little bit bulkier. Well, this one's made in 3 pieces, and he made it in 1 piece, which, you know, there's really no difference that way. This is just a little bit, excuse me, a little chunkier on top. And this, because they're the same height. They're the same height. This top is a little chunkier, so this makes this a little bit longer. But her pattern would accommodate for that anyways, because you just trim it and you do a hem stitch, I believe it's called, along there. But they're, yeah, very nicely done. So any little alphabet sampler, I'd like to do a little alphabet thing and wrap it around. I just saw Mama Loves You GB, and she just did one little spool. It was a free pattern online, so you can go back and check her floss tube. It was her most recent one. And she's, sends you or directs you where to get the free pattern for the little alphabet sampler that would fit nicely around the spool too. So yeah, excuse me. So these are $20 a piece. And the ones that I was getting from Jeanette, they were $40 a piece. So it made it cost inhibited for anybody really to, spend that kind of money on a spool. So yeah, $20 makes it way more reasonable. I had him put a hole in the top. The next batch, I maybe will get him to make a little bigger, because I noticed a lot of people will use it for a scissor holder, or put a little scissor in their display. And I will try some of the skinny little scissors I have, and they may fit in there anyways. But he can adjust this to any way that I want. I can get smaller ones, but very, very nice to work with. So yeah, so I've got a pile of these, so if anybody's interested. The other thing is that if you're shipping it with ordering a bunch of stuff, then it's okay for, then I kind of figure it out. For me to send just a spool, the cost that, because my shipping goes by price, not by weight. So if you're ordering a lower priced item, the shipping probably for this would be like $4 if it was that way. There's no way I can ship this for $4 because it's not flat. So I don't know. And that's the thing on the website. It's really hard to change that because I can't do specific products and change the prices for that. So just be aware that if it's a single item, I will have to charge you more shipping if I'm going to just send out one individual. But yeah, so I'd like to find some more cross-stitch patterns and stuff that'll work on that spool, because I think it would make a really nice display. They would be really cute to, have a tree that, had all spools hanging on it of all different designs. That'd be super cute too. My next projects that I want to work on is fall. In the quilt shop, we're definitely ahead into the next season for fall. So yeah, so I need to get ahead in my stitching world too, and do some more fall. So I've shown this one before. I absolutely cannot wait to get started. It is Barbara Anna Designs Midnight Minute. So, and it's got the wool pennies and the taupe Japanese fabrics, the diamond textile fabrics for the background. So, yeah, I love all that. Whether I'm probably not going to put these witch figures in. I'll either change it to a little girl. It is a Shakespeare's quote that is there. So I may keep the Shakespeare's quote, or I may change it to something else. I just like the overall design besides that. So yeah, don't be afraid to get stuck just because there's a motif on there that maybe, yeah, you don't agree with, or you're not, yeah, interested in. You can easily change those out. And the motif book that's out there, or just different motifs from another sampler, just pop that in there. It's easy enough to just do it by eyeballing it, or you can just graph it on some graph paper. So yeah, I'll let you know what I do with that. So it's going to be on the suggested fabric, which is just a Zygarde 36 count antique white. And I am not a fancy floss dropper thing, so mine is in a bag. I do have some little holders and stuff. It depends on what I'm in the mood for, I guess, as far as, do I just want to quickly get started and grab and go, or do I want to take the time to put them on floss drops and that. Yeah, kind of see how it goes. But I'm not really a floss drop person. I tend to put it all on bobbins and leave it that way. That's the way I did it 20 years ago, and yeah, I'm okay with that. I love the cuteness of all the floss drops and things, but I don't always have the time to spend on some of those things. Some other projects I really love to get started on this. It's Hurt Not the Earth by Plum Street. Just a cute design. I love the little saying on there. So I hope to, at least maybe make a start on that. I've done several of Blackbird Stockings, and so I want to work on some of the other months so I can at least have the full month series. So there's 3 designs in each little leaflet. So you just pick which one you like. And so, yeah, that's what I do. I did make the error, and I think I showed it, that I either stitched them on 2 different counts or I stitched them on the same count, but I should have made my outline bigger than the pattern, so that it made the stocking a little bit bigger. And I definitely like the little bit bigger stocking. So I'll, if I get some of these done, I will show you what I mean by that. Some fall things. Jeanette Douglas has some beautiful patterns. I would love to do this. Vintage acorns. She's got vintage birds, vintage flowers. I've seen this stitched up at not quilt market, needlework market. Yeah, needlework market. Vintage acorns. Yeah, I would love to do that. It's a beautiful design. Some other prairie schoolers. Once I've got one, so I think I'll always try and keep one on the go. So, and I'm going to try and do them all on 36 Winter's Brew, just to keep them consistent that way. And I will keep the colors basically consistent unless it's got a different motif in it. So this one I think has a little knitting motif things there. I don't knit, but it's a craft. This one is cute too. I like the sewing machine and the stocking, so he might be my first one I do. These are all the Santas revisited, so I have, I think, almost all of them. So if you're looking for any of them, just let me know. Otherwise, I can order it in. There's a quilt one up here, which I also love, so I'm going to stitch that one. I do have to get some of the Gentle Arts Piney Woods in, because that's the color that I've decided that I like, that Red Robin uses in theirs. So I don't carry Gentle Arts right now. I have Classic Colorworks and Weeks, which I'm still working on trying to enter all of those, so I will keep working away at that. And I would like to do something on the gingham, or yeah, some of the printed backgrounds. So this one is called Autumn Scissor Sampler. So I would like to yeah, give that a go, and that's a really cute design. So yeah, that's some simpler ones. I would love to do some of the big samplers in that too, but for me, getting started and for displays and to have something to show, I found that I need to work on some of the smaller little pillow projects, small frames, things like that. But yeah, at some point I'd like to start a bigger sampler and kind of just slowly work away at that. I do have, before I get to my winners at the end and my giveaways for this time, I am going to do an advent calendar cross stitch for 2022. So what that means is that you sign up, and I will send a box. I mean, it's not going to fit in this box, but a box. And in here are 25 little packages that you open one for each day in December. So 1 to 25. Each day you open one little pouch. And in there is a gift. It could be floss. It could be a chart. It could be a project. Yeah, it could be anything, but it's related to cross stitch. And there are 25 different things. So it's a fun gift to get. So if you're interested in that, I do have it on the website, just a general advent calendar. It's $125. So that includes the 25 gifts that you'll receive. Depending on where you live, the shipping will probably be okay for the amount of the $125. If you live in the area, then you would just choose physical location and I would reimburse you the shipping part of it. So it'll be available like mid-November, maybe even I would say it's going to be available at the beginning of November because if I have to ship them out, then I want to give plenty of time for those that live further away, and I'll probably have it ready before that. So, but then you don't start opening it until December 1st, and each day, yeah, you can pop one open and put a smile to your face and something that's cross stitch related. So yeah, so I'm working on that. I have some really cool things in mind. I've watched a few others that have offered advent calendars. So I'm gonna say like yeah, I think I would feel guilty at some of the things that some of the Advent boxes had, just because I thought like, well, is that related? And it was, yeah, just kind of cheaped out. So I will, yeah, mine will definitely be worth the $125. I'll probably cut myself short and I won't make any money off of it, but oh well, it'll be fun anyway. So if you're interested in that, I don't know the number that I'm going to offer. I've set the number fairly high and we'll just kind of see how it goes. So be sure to tell others that might be interested, or if you want to give it as a gift to somebody, or tell your husband or whoever, like, hey, I wouldn't mind that 25-day gift. So have them sign up. Now, again, it is when you sign up, you are going to have to pay right off the bat, unfortunately. I tried to look to see how I could do a pre-order, but I'm just not that techie. And to do that, I don't know. Now, if someone's, and I know some do where you can do installments, but, and I guess I could do that because you would end up having to pay all that beforehand. So if you find that the $125 is too much to just kind of pay out at one time, leave me a message, give me a call, and we can set up a payment schedule that you can do, every few weeks or whatever. There's quite a bit of time, so you could probably divide it out in the months between now and Christmas and, pay it that way. And then if it's paid in full by, beginning of November, then you're good to go. So yeah, otherwise I will get to my winners for this time. So the one prize was for the July 1st calendar, or July 1st chart, and that went to Catherine Gill. So yeah, I learned how to do that random comment picker. At first I thought, oh, don't tell me I got to download something else, but I watched a video or two and that was really slick. So that was, yeah, a cool thing. So the first was a chart, if you mentioned the word Canada in the comments. And so Catherine Gill is the winner for that July 1st chart. So if you can email me and with your address, and then I will ship that out to you. And then the second prize was the Blackbird Design project bag and her latest new book, which is A Heart to Remember. So this is a really cool prize, and this goes to Mark Gutland. So Mark, if you could leave me a comment, then you can either pick it up. I know both these women sound familiar, but I don't know if it's because I mail things to you or you've come into the shop, but either way, doesn't matter. I will ship it out to you. So that was the second prize. So for this time, I'm going to give away, so this is the first chart. This is probably my most popular chart as far as people ordering it. It's super cute. It's called Bunny in the Snow. I mean, it's in French. She's a French designer. I need to place another order because there's another chart that everybody's interested in. But yeah, just for shipping costs and that, I want to go through her website and check to see what else I need to order. So this one, so if you make the comment, bunny, let's just say bunny, um, then you will be the winner of this. So I tried to pick charts that were still kind of a Christmas in July theme. This is a winter theme, but it's definitely red and white. And then the second chart is Luminous Fiber Arts, and this is Fleece Navidad. So it's an ornament, super cute. Her stuff is very cute and quick stitch to stitch up. So if you put the word fleece, so that should be interesting, fleece in your comments, then you will be possibly chosen as a winner the next time I do a floss tube. So yeah, those are two charts. And let me look around. I think that's it. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate yeah, all your comments. Be sure to check out my website, pastimepieces.com, for lots of ideas. You know, just not patterns and stuff for charts. We have patterns for bags and different things, lots of wool applique. Yeah, just all kinds of goodies. Oh, that was the other, a lot of people mentioned that they'd love to see a video of my shop. If I can figure out, I mean, it's a learning process. If I can figure out how to put the video in, I will do that at some point. Otherwise, I know I can do it. And if you go back to my Facebook, there's some on there that I have videos of the shop. Now those don't have the cross stitch section, and I want to do some more work in the cross stitch section before, yeah, I do a video. I don't really have some of the models really put up, and I probably need a few more models. But at some point, yes, I will do a video and I'll let you know where you can find it. It might even just be a separate link that I do for that. But yeah, great. Have a great summer. I know, yeah, it's the end of July this weekend. We've got a family reunion on Saturday. It's the holiday weekend for August, a civic holiday. And then it'll be August, and yeah, it'll be whipped by. I'm not a huge fan of summer. I don't like hot weather, and it's been hot. Just like I know other places, we don't get 100 degrees, but we can get high 80s and 90s. And so then I just feel like I'm stuck inside, which I guess I'm more of an inside person anyway. Anyways, I hope you have a great summer. I hope to see you, yeah, anywhere from a couple weeks to a month from now. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.